Rockstar News. Part of the next GTA Online update drip feed has already been leaked. Every Halloween, Rockstar adds a ghost hunting event where players have to Photoshop ghosts scattered across the map. The locations of this year's ghosts have now been leaked, with the final ghost appearing at the location where Devin Weston was killed during the third way ending. Okay, that makes sense. What's interesting is that we already have 3 special ghosts tied to the GTA 5 story. Johnny Kablitz, who was killed by Trevor, Dom Beasley, who died during one of Franklin's missions, and Jay Norris, who was killed by Michael. Allegedly. All those things are allegedly. Now, Devin Weston joins that list after being killed by all 3 protagonists. Allegedly. We still don't know what the final reward for completing the event will be, but I wonder if it'll be a tribute to GTA 5 story, or perhaps even tease something related to GTA 6. Yeah, that's possible. We've already seen from the leaks that, I doubt it's gonna come up. There was a guy in the leaks who was like, I don't think Jay Norris is dead. Would this be how they'd make a connection to GTA 6 though? I would assume that the tie-in to GTA 6 would come closer to the release, right? Oh yeah, maybe just an Easter egg thing, sure. But I don't think this would be like the main tie-in gimmick or something. It wouldn't surprise me if like in the next update, we at least get someone making like an offhand comment that they're gonna go to Leonida or something. Or that they, maybe Jason's name gets name dropped somewhere or something,
I am also pretty sure there will be a separate GTA 6 event like there was for Red Dead 2 back in the day with this DLC.
Given that we had an event for Red Dead Redemption 2 in GTA Online, and Red Dead Redemption 2 is not even in the GTA franchise, it just makes sense they'd have one for GTA 6. How close was the Red Dead Redemption 2 events to the release of Red Dead Redemption 2? And was that changed by the delay? The Red Dead Redemption 2 crossover events in GTA Online, which included the Treasure Hunt and the Frontier Outlaws missions, officially launched on December 15, 2017 and August 9, 2018. And Red Dead Redemption 2 released October 26, 2018. But then again, Red Dead Redemption 2 was delayed too. So we definitely are in a time period where a tie-in to GTA 6 would happen around the same time as the tie-ins happen for Red Dead Redemption 2. Yeah, I assumed it'd be closer, but I guess if they did that for Red Dead 2, then, And as for the actual Halloween event itself, I've never cared about these things. But maybe this time there'll be some cool reward that I want to be into. Take-Two's next investor call is scheduled for August 7th. Interestingly, the call is taking place early on a Friday before the markets even open, which is unusual since Take-Two typically holds its investor calls earlier in the week and after the markets have opened. Some people have speculated that Strauss Zelnick could discuss GTA 6 pre-order numbers, but I personally doubt this. Xbox doesn't charge players for pre-orders until around 10 days before release, and Take-Two has never publicly announced pre-order figures before. Others believe the company could announce a new acquisition, especially since Zelnick has previously hinted that Take-Two is still interested in expanding through acquisitions. Is it really significant that they're having the investor call at that particular time? The one thing I can think of that's similar is whenever America wants to bomb somewhere, they traditionally wait until the markets are closed, so the markets can't freak out as much. Okay, well, at least this administration does that. I'm not sure about previous administrations. Like, could it be possible that they have some bad news and they want markets to be able to like sit with it a bit before they can respond to it? I think they expect to give really good news so that when the markets open, it will go hella up. I want to suggest that maybe they just don't consider that, or they have to put it on this particular day for some other reason, but nah, I'm pretty sure Take-Two does a lot of what they do based on what they think is going to do to the market. If they had bad news, they do it right after the market closed in the evening like they did with the GTA 6 delay. Yeah, I guess so. Guess we'll see. A new screenshot of the art studio has been discovered on Rockstar's mansion website, giving us a much clearer look at the room than we previously had seen in the Newswire. Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't point this out or link to it in the Newswire. Get a bit more art here too. It's 2 very different images. What is this, some Greek iconography or something? And then there's what, a dog looking at some sausages? It's 2 very different. I haven't seen anything else interesting in here, but I guess we'll see when it releases in a couple of days. Rockstar has now removed the pre-order now banner from their website, which could indicate that the first phase of the summer marketing campaign has come to an end. If that's the case, the next phase will most likely begin with a new trailer. Exciting! Yeah, I understand. That logic makes sense. Although, like, you'd still be pre-ordering the game, right? Like, I understand the reasoning that because they removed it, it could indicate a trailer is coming very soon. Although we kind of already know a trailer is coming soon, right? But I don't know why they'd remove it. Because you'd assume that the trailer will be like, pre-order now! Guess we'll see. John Riccio, a former producer at Rockstar Games, has spoken about what it was like working with Sam Houser, the CEO of Rockstar Games. Unsurprisingly, he said that Sam Houser cares deeply about the games Rockstar makes and that quality is incredibly important to him. He used Rockstar Games' Presents Table Tennis as an example, saying the project was his baby. We kind of saw that in the Game Changers movie. I think they kind of went a bit too far in how they portrayed him, but it was very obvious he was a passionate dude. He said that Sam Houser is both what makes the company difficult to work at and what makes it such a special place at the same time. He also said, this place is run by crazy people, but you work on the best games in the world. I do agree they're the best games in the world. I haven't worked there, so I don't know how crazy people are, but madness is very close to brilliance. He also revealed that a lot of content was cut from GTA 5, including fully completed minigames. You can see all of this in my Facts and Glitches series. There is so much cut content. We want to make a compilation of all the cut content from all the different videos I've made. It would be many hours long. It might even be like 3 hours long at this point. There's so much. John continues, in some cases, features were finished from a technical standpoint, but still had to be removed because the animation team was overwhelmed and didn't have enough time to complete everything. Yeah, that explains a lot. He said that almost everyone at Rockstar had something significant they worked on get cut from the game. While people were often disappointed or hurt to see the work removed, they would usually move on and focus on other parts of developments. I mean, how devastated would you be? You work on something for a couple of months, maybe like almost an entire year, and it just doesn't make it into the game. And that's the way everyone feels in entertainment, right? Like you have a part in a movie and it gets cut. He also revealed that Rockstar had an unannounced game in development that was eventually cancelled, with some of its missions being later reworked and implemented into GTA 4. An unannounced game. So that's not Agents, it's something we never heard about. Interesting. Because an Agent was announced, and that's why everyone's always focused on it and talked about it. It was announced at some convention or whatever. He also mentioned that ever since the hot coffee controversy surrounding San Andreas, Rockstar has made a huge effort with every release to remove anything that isn't intended to be included in the final game. If that's the case, they haven't done a very good job. Or let me take that back. The game is so large that there's just so many places for little nuggets of content to be left in that it's almost impossible to remove it all, right? Seemingly. Because there's a lot in the game code. More than this though, as I've said before, if you try and remove stuff, even stuff that the player can't see, or that doesn't seem to do much, it can break everything. And I will say often, a lot of the so-called cut content that we have isn't stuff that's been left in the game per se, but like text that alludes to how things used to be. And you can extrapolate from that rather than like it being like an entire mini game like what we had with the hot coffee controversy. Yeah, there's not much in the back end that still works by when you press a button, but you can recreate stuff. So yeah, they probably put some effort into it, but there's only so much you can remove. Throughout the interview, it also became clear that crunch was a major part of Rockstar's development culture at the time. Riccio said he was often in the office until 3 to 4 a.m. and that his family saw him more at Rockstar than they did at home. He said the crunch ultimately played a big role in his decision to leave the company in 2014 following the release of GTA 5. From what we've heard, that is less of a factor now at Rockstar. There was that report about how the Rockstar games in India still has a lot of crunch. That's apparently more to do with India's work culture than it does to do with Rockstar's company culture. Many people on the inside, or insiders who have aligned the Rockstar games, have said that things have massively improved since GTA 5. How much that will remain true as they get closer and closer to the release of GTA 6, who's to say? The interviewer added that he has heard similar stories from other major studios, including Naughty Dog and Bethesda, and that there doesn't seem to be an easy solution to the issue of crunch in game development. Game development is really hard. I have not done it myself, but everything I hear about the process, it seems amazingly scary, where you dedicate so many years of so many people's lives, and often millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars. And then the game comes out and it can just flop and you get nothing. It is a high risk, high reward. It might be the highest risk, high reward thing, like enterprise that exists. In an interview, the CEO of Grove Street Games said that he agreed with most people's reactions to the release of GTA the Trilogy, the definitive edition. He also said that he doesn't believe there will ever be a perfect remake or remaster of those games unless it is made by Rockstar themselves. He added that he doesn't agree with the way Rockstar chose to release the game, but with no further details as to why. When it actually released, wasn't the guy like, you guys don't know what you're talking about, the game was great, screw you guys? This is a huge change in attitude, isn't it? Maybe he's been humbled because Rockstar is no longer working with him, right? Because Rockstar severed ties? This statement though, the only perfect remaster or remake could come from Rockstar themselves. I'm not sure that's true. Like, for example, one of my favorite games of all time is Heroes of Might and Magic 3. And they came out with an official remaster of that from the people who made it or whatever. And they removed 75% of the content of the game. Improved it in no way, shape, or form, except that it looked a little bit nicer. Everyone was pissed. But fans of the game have made like entire expansions of it. Added new races and stuff. It is very clear that fans of the game did a lot better in the remastering of the game than ever did the actual creators. And I guess a part of that is because over time, the people who are at the company aren't necessarily the same people who made the game in the first place. Like, how many people who work at Rockstar worked on the original 3D trilogy? Like, I often see people on Twitter or interviews and stuff. It says, previously worked at Rockstar Games, worked on Vice City, San Andreas, GTA 4, and then it stops. I'm sure Rockstar, if they put all their resources behind it, would make a great remake or remaster of any of these games. But I think fans could do a wonderful job if Rockstar hired a bunch of the best modders. And Rockstar, I think, would be limited by no longer having the exact right people for the job. It was revealed that Xbox was using profits and revenue from Minecraft to fund the rest of the Xbox business. Wow. They could have given all the Minecraft villagers a cut of the profits, and instead, they were just giving it to Xbox. Rude. Think of all those poor villagers who had to live in like shitty houses. They could have been living in mansions. Nah, that makes sense, right? That's how most businesses work. You have some parts of the business that are making money and you use that to grow other parts of the business, right? Like, I'm using the profits from my normal videos to fund rambles. I suppose though, if you're really into Minecraft, you'd be pretty pissed because they're not reinvesting that in Minecraft itself. Rockstar has announced the release date for their new DLC, which will be arriving on the 14th of July. I made a video breaking down all the details we know about the heist, and I recommend checking it out. Would you guess that like a minute ago I wasn't wearing pants? I was in bed, going like, oh, I guess it's time to go to sleep. So, guys, we have... He funny. I like this guy. He funny man. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Hopefully the update for GTA Online that's about to come out in a day or two is going to be amazing. Hopefully we see trailer 3 for GTA 6 sometime soon. But even if we don't, I still wish you all the best. Bye-bye. Boop.